Growing up, you're either one of three types of kids. The kid whose parents made them take up an extracurricular activity, the kid whose parents don't care enough to stop them from playing video games all day, and the kid who spent money on the App Store. In my case, I was the kid whose parents got me and my brother playing football every week. Now let me just say this wasn't completely a parents forcing us to take up football once a week type thing. No, me and my brother were already fans of football and we both loved the game. Before we started playing football, we were absolutely cooking in our once-a-week karate class, and let me just say, we were absolute bosses at karate. The best there. Some would even say we were the best in the whole entire world. We left before we even got to orange belt, which was like the first belt up from white, which is what you are when you join. Nonetheless, we were much happier playing football once a week. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I was quite the natural at a lot of things I did growing up. And now I'm nothing. I was so sure of my natural ability that I remember there were times where we'd be in the middle of a session and I would just walk off the pitch mid-game. Like we'd be in the middle of a drill and the coach would be like, "Okay, Michael, pass to Timmy. Timmy to Oliver and now play down the line to Cozzy." What the fuck? The club we joined started off as a once-a-week training session at the park, so eventually developing into a qualifying football team for international tournaments. Good job, dude. Can you leave my room now? And all this led up to my first ever football tour experience when I was 8 years old. An international football tournament in Holland. When I got the word that I made the team, I was ecstatic. Cozzy, you made the Holland squad. Cozzy? Oh, sick. Can I buy this App Store game? The journey was mapped out like this. We would drive to the training ground, meet up with the team, get on a coach, drive to the docks and hop on a ferry. Once we made it to our destination, we'd jump off the ferry, we'd walk safely off the ferry and hop onto another coach to get to our final destination, which was the place where the tournament was being held. We got on the first coach, it was the most boring journey of my life. Got on the ferry and it was actually quite awesome, to be honest. There was an indoor cinema inside and a futsal pitch outside on the deck. And I just gotta say, Batman vs. Superman was a terrific watch. Unrelated, but for some reason at this time the whole Bean Boozled thing was for some reason popular. You know, those jelly beans that had every flavour in the world. And everyone was obsessed with them and spending all their parents' money on them. Including me. Once we finally made it to the last coach, I remember a bunch of us sitting at the back. We were wearing our matching team shirts, just messing about. And for some reason, we thought it was hilarious to wave to the cars behind. You know, because we were significantly higher up from the ground, that meant that we were automatically superior. Things may have gotten a bit out of control. One of the kids in my team showed his bare butt to the car behind. Anyways, we finally got to the place where the tournament was being held. It was like a whole event, it was awesome. We set up our tent where we'd be staying for the next 3 days whilst we were there. I didn't even help a little bit, I was too busy practicing my celebrations. I was so cool. I remember there was like a club type place next to the pitches with a dance floor inside that lit up. And all I'll say is, 8-year-old me had moves. I was popping the meanest dance moves any of those middle-aged adults had ever seen. Here's when things got a little sketchy. My brother is 2 years older than me, meaning we played for different age group teams. Anyway, one of my brother's matches, I was watching from the sidelines when me and some of my teammates decided to start passing the ball around in a circle. Soon after, some of the kids in my age group from a different team came over and started trying to wind us up. They were kicking our footballs away, we were kicking theirs away, and one of the kids just randomly decided to push me after I kicked his ball away. I resorted in pushing him back, though he slapped me. And you know what I did? I slapped him back. I was not gonna have that. 8-year-old me was on smoke. Now, even though this kid was the one that started the physical violence, when I slapped him back, something just snapped inside this kid. With zero hesitation, he just launched for me. I ran away because I was 8, man. I ain't trying to brawl out on a football tour. Some of the parents heard what was happening and came over to stop us, and I just ran behind the parents so he couldn't try and hurt me. Ha! In your face! Dang, I was such a bitch. We had to walk back anyway as the game had ended, and I just remember walking and trying my absolute hardest to stress to the parents how the whole thing wasn't my fault. It didn't help that one of the parents on our team was making out that it was me that started it. You weren't even there, Linda! What the hell did I do to you? I am an innocent soul! Comment L Linda. I wish I could say that was the most intense thing that happened on tour, but it wasn't. It was the second day and none of our age groups had any matches at this point. I remember it was like really hot as well, and most of the kids in the team were sitting in the shade. Except for me, because you know, I'm just an absolute Chad and I do what I want. Yeah, such a Chad. Yeah. I was shooting in an empty goal on the pitch behind the main tournament space when all of a sudden these three grown-ass dudes just waddle over to me. They were all foreign and like, you can just imagine 8-year-old me by myself being approached by three strange men in a different country. Did I order some food? Moments later they ended up using me as a football and I'm just kidding, they didn't do that, but they just took my ball off of me and started passing around me, which I didn't realise at the time was them trying to tease me or whatever. After about 15 minutes of being absolutely bullied by these three dudes, I just let them have the ball and I waddled back to the team in anger. And then a bunch of kids from my age group and my brother's age group went over to them and started trying to play with them. And I don't know how, I don't know why, but this somehow led to these guys just for no reason whatsoever picking up one of the kids in my brother's age group who would have been what, frickin' 10 years old? And just dangling him upside down by his legs. In England, we introduce each other with a simple handshake. This is pretty far out of my league. Now, this is obviously pretty alarming, so one of the kids in our team went and got a coach to tell on them. Let's just call the coach he got Tom. Tom comes over to try and talk to the guys and get them to go away, but for some reason, these dudes just assemble a whole ass circle around Tom. And one of them just aggressively grabbed him by the neck. This dude's kinky. Some of the parents saw what was going on, and before you knew it, everything just kicked off. People were getting head-butted, shoved on the ground, one guy even got his ear bitten off. Don't hold people out of the neck. Go walk that pain off, buddy. The situation eventually calmed down when a kid from our team went and got security, and security kicked the foreign guys out. All I can remember after that was a bunch of us being scared that they were going to be so annoyed with us getting them kicked out that they were going to come back. We had a few theories on what they might do if they did come back. For example, coming back armed, blowing up the venue, kidnapping us. Psh, so dramatic. That was the end of the chaos. Nothing more intense happened after that. We all finished our matches. My brother scored the most iconic goal of the whole tournament. He walked off the pitch swarmed by thousands of fans. This family even named their newborn after him, and he was congratulated by Ronaldo himself. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. I was sitting my GCSE exams, which are pretty important. I didn't have enough time in between studying to animate. I'd be stupid if I didn't say thank you guys so much for the amazing support on the last video, and thank you so much for 4,000 subscribers. It's insane to me. Also a big thank you to anyone that submitted fan art. It's absolutely amazing and I'm very grateful. Just to clarify to anyone wondering, no, we did not win the tournament. I can't even remember where we came, but I think we did alright. I didn't win player of the tournament for my age group either, and like, I don't even care. It's for taking part that matters, don't you think? Well, if you do, then you're wrong. Thank you guys so much for watching. Headbutt the subscribe button, and send this video to your grandparents. And like the video. Bye!